So this is the start of a busy few days. I've just picked Andy up from the train station.
Hello.
We are heading into Equip, which is the Rab Factory. We're going to be having a look at some of the brand new sleeping bags, talking to some of the designers, maybe having a go at filling one up ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to have a little play and see what we've got going on.
And then from here, we're going to be heading over to Edale for 3 days of the And Social event.
Yep.
So that is going to be loads of different brands there.
Well, we're excited about the Hilleberg field, aren't we?
There's 60 odd different Hilleberg tents again. I only went for 1 day last year.
Yeah.
You did the whole thing, didn't you?
I did the full thing. It was really good fun, yeah.
So it's going to be an exciting time. So let's get in this headquarters of Rab and then see what they've got to show us. Thank you.
Sir.
That's fancy, isn't it?
That's me.
I love places like this. We have now entered one of the Rab showrooms. So Rowan in a minute is going to be showing us around some of the new sleeping bags. So what we're going to be looking at, the Neutrino.
Yeah. So it's the new range for Spring Summer 26. So we'll be looking at the Mythic, the Neutrino, Alpine, Ascent, and maybe the Radion too. This is our Spring Summer 26 sleeping bag range. The downstyles only on this wall. We'll start with the Ascent. So the Ascent's been part of the family for a long time. Characteristics of the Ascent would be a wider fit, more focused on comfort. Sleeping comfortably, we know, makes you warmer. Moving up, we have the Alpine, which is also, like the Ascent, a 650 fill-power duck-down bag, but it has a slightly more tapered fit, making it lighter, and it's a bit more appropriate for through hiking or any long-distance treks. Moving up again, we start going into our goose down. So this is our Neutrino, which is an 800 fill-power goose down bag. We're using a blend of materials here, so we have a 20D Pertex Quantum base with a super special 10D with a 70D ripstop Quantum fabric on the top side. And then at the top of our new family, we have the Mythic, which uses a 900 fill-power goose down. It has a tilt lining, which we'll come on to later, and our new Loft 3D technology.
So is this the Loft 3D here?
Loft 3D front and back on that, and then it's a different on the front.
And then that's Loft all the way down, yeah?
That's Loft throughout,
Okay.
yeah.
So what makes Loft 3D different to traditional baffling?
Yeah, so very quickly going through the baffling, you'll have a traditional box wool, which is top fabric, bottom fabric, 2 walls of mesh. We then, many years ago, developed slant wool, which is then you just pivot those walls over, which minimizes the amount of cold spots that you'd have. And then somebody else had another idea to make it a trapezoid, which creates a stronger structure, still having those cold spots. Our latest iteration is Loft 3D. We take that same trapezoid construction and we effectively start to put a twist through that baffle mesh. So we would start trapezoid, and then halfway down we pull it the other way, and then it goes back again. And what that's doing is allowing that baffle mesh to twist inside the baffle. And the reason we're doing it is that we've done lots and lots of work to stop down moving around, but on a sleeping bag in particular, you have a big long wide baffle, and over the course of an evening you might get in your bag, you get it nice and warm, you toss and you turn, and doing that you're moving the down side to side. And we know that anytime down moves, you lose heat. And so we're trying to minimize the amount of down migration. By twisting the baffle mesh inside the Loft 3D baffles, we create pinch points, which stops the down from migrating too far left or right. And by doing that, we create a warmer bag throughout the evening. So it'd be warm at 10 o'clock, 2 a.m., 5 a.m. It's the thinking behind the Loft 3D. And we've done a whole raft of testing, both third party and in-house, to really engineer the right twist, the right heights, everything like that. So that's where we're at with
It's really clever stuff. You think that it's just a bit of material with some insulation thrown into it.
So it's trying to think a little bit more.
So ultimately, as an example then, this is a -6 bag.
Yep, so this is our Alpine -6.
And this is a -6 bag as well.
Yes, that's right.
What separates these two? What makes one different to the other one?
So principally weight. So by having a 650 fill power duck down in this one and an 850 goose down in this one, by having 800 fill power, you have a greater loft height, which means that each down cluster works harder to trap that hot air. And so we can use fewer of them, which ultimately makes for a lighter bag, more compressible bag. We lean into that between these two styles. We use a lighter internal construction with the baffle mesh. So in this one, we see this more as a workhorse. We need durability built in, so we have a heavier baffle mesh. In this one, we can afford the little bit lighter baffle mesh, which creates an ultimately lighter pack. So despite having the same construction and size, this one will provide a lot more warmth for a lot less weight.
So realistically, what's the difference in weight between these three bags then? If they're
Yeah,
using
of course. So if we start from the Alpine, we know that weighs 1.1 kilos. Then we take the lighter construction on the Neutrino, it goes down to 870 grams. And then the lightest construction we do, 700 grams. All rated to a -6 temperature.
Yeah, so it's up like 400 grams difference in the bag, which is you know, not a small change, that is it? For,
no, absolutely, particularly for
the
you know,
light lot.
Yeah. Like you can really see that tangible gains when you're going for the lighter
And
constructions.
you were mentioning earlier off camera that you've changed like the way you call the bags a little bit. It used to be like a Neutrino 600, and that's based on the weight of the down. Now you moved over to the actual. So figure of what the comfort rating is to simplify things.
Absolutely. So the benefit of redesigning the entire family at once meant that we could kind of restructure the way we do things. For many years, we would sell a bag depending on how much down we put in it and what quality it was. We don't think that particularly helps customers. We then had to introduce things like Rab sleep limits, which is kind of where we do a bit of testing in-house, we do a bit of testing out in the real world, and we kind of work out, we think this works to this. Today, the ISO standard for sleeping bags is so much more robust that we can wholeheartedly believe in the number that it produces. And so we found that the Rab sleep limit was confusing. We found the fact that when you went to buy a bag, you had to work out how many grams of down you wanted. So we got rid of all of that, and now we just print a number that we are very confident hits, and we are confident that hits through not only real world testing, but an ISO standard that meets that conditions, that exact bag. And it just helps clean the whole thing up, and customers can really go in and know, I am going down to -6, -6 bag is for me.
And then you've got the choice, if depending on what the task is, the way you're doing, whether you're walking 1,000 miles or whether you're just going for an overnight camp.
Yeah.
Overnight camp bag, walking 1,000 miles bag.
Absolutely. So one of the main benefits of doing the whole family at once was being able to say that what one season is, what two season is, what three season is, and assigning bags to that. So all our down bags come in 0 degrees, -6 and -12, and then a few of them will go colder into -18, -24. And we've identified those as the core temperatures that most of our customer base will go into working. And so we've been able to clean it up so you can make your choice based on the type of bag you want, not based on the temperature that it's going to.
Yeah, perfect. And it's not just about the weight either, and it's how small it packs as well. I'm assuming
Absolutely.
that the Mythic will pack so much smaller than the Scent or...
Absolutely, and we've designed some features to improve that. So when we look at specifically the Mythic and the Neutrino, the biggest difference is the length of the zip. So on the Neutrino, we've gone for a full length, which is 3/4 length of the product, making it a lot easier to get in and out. On the Mythic, we've used a half-length zip. And the reason we've done that half-length zip is that zips create so much bulk and weight. Yeah. And when your primary concern is weight, we can minimise that with using different feature sets.
We've got the Ascent here, which has even got another zip on the side, so
That's
you've just
correct.
got a bit more freedom, you've got a bit more livable space.
So the Ascent has a second offside zip, and that's a two-way. So when it's really cold, and this is the bag that we can take down to -24 in our range, when it's really cold, you can do close tasks in your tent without losing all your warmth by having a little arm port.
Okay.
Conversely, if you take a -12 bag and you're using it in a 0 degree conditions, it's going to be way too hot. By having the zip go two-way, you can effectively vent off
and give yourself some
completely
cooling power.
And have some cooling power. So it acts a little bit closer to how your duvet would at home.
So I remember having the Mythic Ultra when it came out, and the zip was
Tiny.
probably came down to about there, and
Yes.
so claustrophobic trying to get in it.
Yeah, so
I couldn't get it in. I prefer the half-length zip.
yeah, half length, and it's still a two-way. But yeah, the tiny little quarter and eighth zip were.
And do these come
250.
all come in different lengths and widths? Because some of my
Yeah,
subscribers
so
might be 6'8" or something like that.
yeah, so the Neutrino, the Alpine, and the Ascent have a very wide range of fits and sizes. So
Yeah.
we do short, regular, long. We do women's styles too, which a women's style for us is a shorter length but the same amount of down inside. So they get, on a test, get warmer bags
Yeah.
for the same same family, but it's a shorter length, it's a little bit more comfortable. And then we have it anatomically shaped, so there's a bit more room in the hips, a little bit less in the shoulder. If it's women, a lot better. But yeah, particularly the Ascent, we do this in maybe 9 or 8 different types of shape and size. The Mythic is a little bit different. We still want to focus on that lightweight performance, and so we offer fewer sizes and ranges in that one.
So is the Mythic actually narrower than the other? Is it a tighter fit?
Yeah, it's very marginal, but yeah, some of the aspects with the Mythic is slightly narrower around through the shins. It is wider than our current Mythic. Our previous Mythic.
Yeah.
We have increased and reworked the entire family, so generally they're all a bit more roomy than they were previously. We still have the Rab length, which is a little bit longer than a standard industry bags, because the number one thing that matters with sleeping bags is comfort. If you're not comfortable, you're not having a good time. And so even though we want to push the warmth, even though we want to push the weight, the number one priority is being comfortable. And so even though we've got a sub 700 gram -6 Mythic there, it's still a properly sized bag. You can still use it properly. It has a proper hood, it has a proper foot box.
700 grams for -12 is
-6.
-6. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's crazy like that, isn't it?
It's
Really pushing it.
yeah, and our materials team have done a wonderful job finding a very special fabric. So this is a 10D Pertex Quantum fabric, which has a 70D ripstop for it.
Wow.
And so at weighing only 23 GSM, we get a huge amount of loft height. The down does not have to work hard to create that warmth loft.
Because it's not being weighed down by the fabric.
Not being weighed by the fabric, while still having that 70D rip. So you know, particularly things like the Neutrino, we use a stronger 20D Pertex Quantum on the hood, the back and the foot box.
Whereas it's the 7.
Yes, it's the whole way through.
around, yeah.
But it's still going to be good level of protection. So if you're using this an Alpine bivvies, that kind of thing, you know that it's going to still work. It's not going to tear, particularly when you're doing multi-day adventures. That's the last thing you want, is a big hole in the back of your
So
sleeping
are
bag.
all of these bags available now?
Yes, yeah. So the whole range is available now. We've just launched them. They come. Yeah, we've done the whole range at once, I guess.
And are they still filled here in Derbyshire?
Yeah, so we have a filling station in the UK. We fill all these bags. We buy the down ourselves from Europe and fill them here. It gives us such great level of control, particularly now that we are doing the temperature rating breaks rather than fill weights. It means that we can have that level of accuracy that we need, and we. By having it in the UK, we have that level of QC, we have that level of authentication, you know exactly what's in it. We buy the down, we buy the fabric, we put it together. That level of authentication means that we know that our customers are going to be safe, comfortable and warm when they go out to use those bags.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to go and see some of these bags
we'll
being
see it,
filled a
see it
little
be
bit
filled.
later.
Yeah,
on.
yeah, for sure. So on our...
So this is tilt. What does that stand for again?
Yeah, so we have our tilt lining here, which is Thermo Ionic lining technology. It's something that we've used in our expedition sleeping bags, but also in a few of our clothing pieces.
The Mythic G, I remember it. The
Mythic
first
G
piece
has it,
that I
yeah.
remember getting my hands on with it in.
Yeah, and so effectively what we have here is a really super light fabric. We're talking 20 GSM fabric, which we spray with a titanium coating. That titanium coating creates this reflective appearance. We emit radiant heat. Radiant heat then is reflected back into the bag, keeping the sleeping bag ambient temperature higher, which means that the loft, we're able to create greater warmth in the lofting baffles. And so real world use, this just makes a much more comfortable, warmer bag without adding any additional weight or energy. One of the drawbacks, unfortunately, is that it doesn't show up on a ISO standard test. So the ISO mannequin is a cold mannequin, so unfortunately it doesn't emit radiant heat, so we can't test it on an ISO standard. So for a Mythic bag, the number you've got on the bag, it is the ISO standard. So actually the tilt is an additional level of warmth without any weight. We are able to know that the tilt works through a TOG test. The TOG test uses a heat source inside the bag. TOG test is how we used to test sleeping bags. Now that we have the ISO standard, we no longer use TOG, but we have run the test through the TOG, we've run the test in real world life, and we've also used a radiant heat test based on 2 pieces of fabric, one with tilt, one without. So we know all the measures that it does work and it does perform. Unfortunately, it doesn't help us add any digits to the number.
Yeah, because it's not official on the ISO thing. But what sort of thing would you think it would give? Is it an extra few degrees here and there? Or?
It's unfortunately, like so many things with sleeping bag, it will depend on the person.
Yeah.
It would depend on what they've eaten, how they've gone into sleep, everything like that, how many layers they're wearing. But we see a tangible benefit. When we launched our Mythic G jacket, it would add 30%, or it would be 30% more efficient at keeping you warm. So it's so tough to know, and particularly in a sleeping bag where layering and the fact that you're not moving and things like that, you won't see as much of a step up.
You've still got the guaranteed -12 because that's what it's ISO tested.
So that's how
that's warm enough for me.
Yeah, that's how warm the baffles are working. So with the tilt added on top, it's even greater than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's surprising, considering this has been sprayed with titanium. It's so comfortable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Like it just feels like it's fabric at the end of the day, isn't it? It's lovely stuff.
Yeah, it took our materials team a long time to find the right level of titanium, the right type of fabric to spray it to in a way to make it not feel like you're wearing a tinfoil bag.
Yeah.
Applying this both in our apparel and our equipment, we've got a lot of confidence that it's comfortable all day, that it doesn't wear through, that it produces warmth without adding any weight. It seems like a no-brainer, particularly when things are now getting so light for the warmth. Anything we can do to push that to the next step we'll take.
So we were talking earlier that you're currently working way ahead of the game, 2 years in front.
Sure.
This is today's technology. I bet you, have you got more exciting technology to come in 2 years' time that surpasses this?
Yeah, so obviously I'm not going to be able to say any of that now. But a core component of what we're trying to achieve is advancing technology. It's not just about new product in a new colour. Yeah. It's about genuine real world problem solving. And the sleeping bag range is a good testament to that, what we're trying to do. It's the same in our apparel, it's the same in our packs. We're trying to push the boundaries. We fundamentally believe we are the mountain people, and those core characteristics of what matters in severe environments is what drives us to design differently. What's on the horizon, a lot of very interesting and insightful things. Sleeping pads is probably an area where it's like something you can start to see in the range now. We've got things like the Hypersphere and the Ultrasphere, which are using a little bit like the tilt technology. We're seeing R values that are through the roof. I know we're maybe touching on an area topic that's a bit different, but R value 9 on a pad that weighs less than 800 grams is industry leading. It's fantastic, and that's what a lot of our drivers as designers here. It's about making functional products that perform above the industry.
It does seem to be the trend that the R values are just going up and up and up. I mean, when I first started wild camping 10 years ago, if a mat had an R value of 4, that was 4 season. That was everything in British weather was, I think the 4.2 was pretty much the max you would get, and that was everything we'd use. And now we're getting 6s, 7s, 9s, just across the board. It's interesting.
Fantastic.
To see.
Yeah, and I think that's such a strong component for why we've gone after the ISO standard here. The standards for the industry are so much stronger now. They're so much more robust that before, broadly everybody was doing a Rab sleep limit or a good night's sleep kind of thing. Now that the ISO standard, which is updated recently, is so much more robust, we know that it's mimicking real life conditions, whereas before it was a little bit of borrowing this, borrowing that to try and work out, and it's a little bit how the R values used to be. It was a thermal resistance for building materials that was then coerced into being for pads. So now that's changed, it's much more standardized, and particularly for our international customer base, places like REI won't take you unless you've got R values on the pads. So we're seeing it in the industry, we're seeing it in the commercial aspect, but actually what it matters to a customer is so much more legible. Like, what pad should I pick? The warmer one.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier than some sort of, I don't know, conversation about, this one's lighter and that kind of thing. Yeah, makes it easy.
So here in the UK, Rowan, some people say that down's no good because it gets wet and then it doesn't keep you warm.
Sure.
Does this have any sort of water resistant properties, and what's the actual real world term sort of thing when it comes to keeping the loft if it gets damp, and or won't it get damp?
No.
You explain.
So twofold. The fabrics we use, Pertex Quantum Fabrics, does have a small DWR applied, which means that surface water condensation that can build up inside a tent won't impact inside the baffle. It will just brush off. More to the point, we are now using Granger's Down Defend. It's a new development from autumn 25, and in real terms, it's an improvement to the hydrophobic coating that we apply to the down. So it has a 50% increase in its shake test, which is effectively, we put down in a chamber with some water, vigorously shake it about, and at the point of which the down reaches full saturation, you record the time it takes. Used to be, on our previous treatments, 10,000 minutes, it's now 15,000 minutes. Beyond that, you would expect the hydrophobic coatings to survive 7 washes in the washing machine. It's now over 40. And the
reality is no one's ever going to wash a sleeping bag 40 times.
But the main benefit is when you're taking a bag and you're doing something like the Pacific Crest Trail, and you're doing multiple nights, multiple days, you don't know what the weather's doing, it's getting damp, it's getting dried out, it's getting damp, it's dried out, damp, dried out. That's all simulated through the shake test. And so the benefit is actually that the down continues to work regardless of the conditions you put it in.
So over a 3-month period of using it daily, you're still going to be getting comparable lofts from day one. Absolutely. As you are to day...
Yeah, longevity of the product, not only in its full life, but its used life. And that's what we're aiming for. So really happy with the Granger Down Defend treatment inside. And it just adds to the loft. It increases loft power by 5%, which was an additional benefit that we were a little bit surprised about. But all those extra things build a bag that reaches the temperature you need in the lightest way possible.
And is that throughout the range?
That's, Granger's Down Defend in all our down qualities, whether that's 900, 800 or 650 duck. So, yeah.
Brilliant. So even when you're using it day after day after day, it's still going to keep performing like it did on day one.
Absolutely.
Which is brilliant. So I've heard a rumour that you've got a not for sale Frankenstein bag that we might be able to have a look at, and explain why you've got this.
I'll pop it on here for you, make it a bit easier to see. Yes, so the design and development period for Rab can stretch over years, and we get many, many samples through. But now, totally international business, we've had to be inventive in how we display our products as well as test our products. And if you're, now we're selling in places like South Korea or the US. We've created just a fun bag where we kind of combine all the technologies from
I love fun bags.
Combined all the technologies that we've developed into the range and combined it into one bag. So it's a really easy tool to understand what we've been working through. So we have some vertical baffles from the Neutrino. We've got our Loft 3D that's present in the Mythic and the Neutrino through the
This is like
front side.
Like the love child of all of these bags together,
That's exactly it. We have the tilt lining, we have the offside zip from the Ascent, we have the trapezoid baffles from the Alpine and the Ascent through the bottom.
Have you tried this bag yourself?
Yeah, well, yeah. So some of the down was because it was marketed to people, just use recycled down.
Yeah.
So The performance metrics, no idea.
Yeah.
It looks warm.
Yeah, it does look really cool, doesn't
It
it?
looks warm, but yeah.
It's like these
just,
second stitch things on the jackets you can get down at the
Absolutely.
shop.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
making use of stuff that you've already got
yeah.
to demonstrate something. You've not just made it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
It's serving a really good purpose using recycled materials.
Absolutely, and it reminds me a little bit of the those little tents that you can get in some shops where it's like putting up tents is not possible for every store, but it's a similar idea where being able to use something, see something, how it's actually performing is so much more tangible than someone will be reading out some statistics from a spreadsheet. So yeah, it was just a fun opportunity to kind of combine all the technologies and make it into one bag. So our sales team didn't have to lug around an entire family into the retail. So,
exactly. There's less stuff going on an aeroplane as well, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Really good. Yeah. So much for stealthiness.
Where do we start? So you might find this reasonably useful because I mean, again, we're going back a long time ago now. But when we first started looking at our journey towards being carbon neutral, we first looked at plastic usage, and one of the stats that got me was we saved over 60% of the amount of plastic we use overnight just by not having our garments arrive flat packed. And then we now use recycled plastics. This plastic's been recycled 6 to 7 times as well. Jackets with fully waterproof zips, they still come flat packed because if we were to fold those, then we risk damaging the zips, and obviously the carbon footprint of the jacket is considerably greater than the plastic bag. Yeah. But every single product in here has had its packaging designed around it and made as small as possible.
This place is absolutely huge.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Go on, have a guess what's in there. I think you might do if you touch it. Yeah.
Down.
Down. It is down. Yep. Yeah. So this is how down comes into us. So all of our down is Eastern European sourced. We use 2 suppliers, one in Germany and one in Italy. Our Italian supplier also does all of our down recycling for us as well, so we can send anything back to them, whether it's Rab product, other brands product, duvets, pillows, as long as it's got down in it, they'll recycle it.
So when it's recycled, obviously you're getting, does everything go in one pot and then it's like sifted off the better quality stuff? And
so to get your different grades of down, it's quite medieval really in how they do it, but it works. So what they do is they blow down over different size walls. So thinking being the heavier stuff, or the detritus, that gets stopped at the first wall. And then at the second wall, you might end up with a 550 fill power. Next one's a 650. Next one's a 750, 800, 900, etc. So so that's how they sort it. So it's nice and easy to sort.
So is this bag? It's just full of down. It's not full of 900 fill power down.
So this, when it gets to us, it's all been sorted. It's all been cleaned.
And graded.
It's all been graded and it's all been coated with our Granger's hydrophobic waterproof coating as well.
Can you imagine the carnage if this split?
It's good.
It'd be like a pillar fight, wouldn't it, gone wrong?
And it's all RDS certified as well, which means you can trace it back to the farm that it independently trace it back to the farm that it came from, just to make sure there's no nefarious live plucking practice or anything going on. It is coming from the food industry.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This is where all the magic happens. Sleeping bag central in here. Right, are you impressed?
Yeah, very impressed. Very.
I saw this last time I came. This is an old bit of kit, isn't it?
It is an old bit of kit, yeah. So we still use this for prototyping.
Yeah.
But back in the day, when I say back in the day, probably only about 10 years ago now, we were using this. We had 3 people working to one table. And it was very much just a case of you get your sleeping bag, you have your specification sheet, shows how many grams of down go into each baffle, and then you literally get the grade of down you're working on, put it in there, some really accurate scales around here, and you literally just have to use your...
Press the button. Oh, it's on the foot.
Yeah, mental arithmetic to work out how many grams of down going into each bag. So that's obviously quite time consuming.
Simple but genius. You've moved on since then, haven't you?
We've moved on since then. Doing it this way as well, you obviously have to QC the bag a lot more heavily than we do at the moment, just to make 100% sure that what's going in it is correct as well. There's open to human error. So now we've got these really big machines. We'll put the correct grade of downing for whichever bags we're working on for that day. You can see these machines are kind of recirculating the down.
Yeah.
That just means that any dust that is still got trapped in here and it travels gets put to the bottom, so we're not putting anything that shouldn't be in the bag. And it also just keeps it lofting and keeps any moisture out as well.
So Matt's going to kindly show us how he fills one of the bags. So the outside shells, they're inside out, and then he's going to fill it with down.
And that, having had a go at that with the old machine,
So all this is automated then, Matt? Yes. Apart from you pressing the pedal on the floor?
the pedal down here, everything gets tuned into the machine. It's all there, pre-programmed in.
Okay, for each of the individual baffles, we've got different amounts of down in them.
Yeah.
Very clever.
39 fills.
Wow.
And then
And all this is done with the bag inside out, and then it's sewn up, and then flip the other way around again.
so with the right zips, we'll start at the feet on the right hand side.
Yep.
Then we do the left panel on the left hand side. Then we start at the feet and we work up the front, do the hood and down the back.
Oh, brilliant. Tried this last time I was here. I'm not very good at it.
Just a fair warning to you now. You are in the
Firing line and it comes
you
out.
are in the firing line if the bag slips off the line.
And the beauty of this is, again, from a QC perspective, the machine won't let you underfill a bag.
Yeah.
So if Matt was to not put his foot fully on the pedal for any reason, the machine will tell him he still needs to put more in.
Okay.
And he'll have to put more in before he gets to move on to the next battle as well.
It's nice to see. British company, filling sleeping bags in Derbyshire. Been doing this now for how many years? Since 1981? Yeah. Nearly 50
Rab on
years.
his kitchen table, doing exactly the same thing. Yeah.
And then once they've been filled and stitched, comes over to Jason and his big bench, and he gets them folded up and put into these bags. See how quick he can do it. Slow job. They're just evenly distributing the down there. There we go. Job done. I need to start taking Jason camping with me. Thanks for that.
No worries. I have seen some of your videos.
Thank you.
This is as compressed then as that bag will ever get. So,
Yeah. So
when
it's-
this goes off to a retailer or to a consumer directly, it's ready to go off on its first.
Yeah, it's not stored all compact, so there's no.
No, so unlike
Detriment to the down.
Unlike a lot of our competitors, will obviously compress this down so they can ship it around the globe. We
Yeah.
like this. So we've always offered repair, wash, and upcycling and recycling, all the way going back to when Rab was doing them on his kitchen table at home. Obviously, if something got broken out in the field, they'd just bring it back to Rab, and Rab would fix it for them, or even add more down in it if they wanted to make it a bit warmer or whatever needed to happen. But being particularly British, we never really shouted about that over the years. So what we did about 8-9 years ago was basically advertise what we did online under Rab Service Centre. But just quickly go through them. The first one, the Shield, is our Rab Promise. So that's all about warranty. Everything always had a lifetime warranty. That's obviously open to a bit of conjecture. What is a lifetime? Is it a lifetime person, garment, etc.? So now it's just a Rab Promise, and we just promise you as a consumer, if your item suffers from a manufacturing defect, we'll repair or replace it for you. And if you accidentally damage it, then don't worry, you've got access to this other suite of services we offer. So the next one's called Second Stitch. That's all about upcycling and recycling, and I can talk about that as we go through. The scissors is our chargeable repair service. Water droplet feathers are chargeable wash service. The cogs are spare parts offering that we have online. So we try and hold as many spare parts as possible, so you can see a few of those here. And we put those online as well. So you can go online, order what you need, self-serve, take spares on expeditions with you. And if you can't find what you want, then drop us a note and we'll try and find it for you. And the last one, which is newer to the business, which we launched just after COVID, is our rental service. So that's all about making the outdoors more as accessible.
That's really good, because some people don't want to invest a huge amount of money in a good quality sleeping bag until they know that it's what they want.
Yeah, you know what it's like. There'll be some people, they get dragged out by the mates. They're not sure if they want to even take up the outdoors as a hobby. But
and you can access that through your website.
Yeah, that's accessible through the website as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then hopefully they'll have an amazing time with really good quality kit.
And then come back.
And then, either come back to us, but more importantly, go and support our retailers as well, and go in and say, I've had a great time with Rab. Can you hook me up with some of this gear that I use?
Ultralight outdoor gear.
Yeah, there you go. So this is our main UK workshop. Hi guys. So this is literally where all the magic happens. So everything that gets returned to us from an after sales perspective, we always look to try and repair it first and foremost. If we can't repair it for any reason, or the customer wouldn't expect to repair, let's say it does suffer from a manufacturer defect in a short period of time, the customer wouldn't expect to repair, we'll put that to one side. And then we'll look to upcycle and recycle that.
There's a nice example there of the Second Stitch, isn't there?
Well, that's it, yeah. So right at the top of tier
this
one, with what we do is we will repair it to an incredibly high standard, but using recycled fabrics, so it stands out.
Yeah,
with a Second Stitch
Second Stitch badge, and maybe they've replaced that baffle there, and you get it. You can have this the same colour if you want, maybe, or sometimes.
Well, we offer from a repair perspective, we offer two types of repair. So you can have an invisible repair, and we'll look to colour match it as best we can, and we do get some fabrics in specifically for colour matching new season product. But then we also recycle a lot of fabrics as well.
I think this is quite a nice badge of honour to show that you actually being sustainable and using something that is.
Well, hopefully the good thing about this is
looks cool as well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Because we sell them through our factory shop next door. These end out on the hill, on Kerber, on Froggatt.
Yeah.
And then hopefully somebody's walking down wearing one of these. You ask them where they got it from, and they tell the story at Service Centre. Yeah. So. It's kind of a bit of a showcase, really, for what the team offer here, and what we're able to
unique,
offer,
doesn't it?
From a repair and circularity
really
perspective.
Well, it's like Dent in a Sig bottle. Everyone tells the story of where you've been.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So that's kind of tier one at the top. So if it's not good enough to resell, then we'll still repair it to an incredibly high standard. We'll debadge it, delabel it, and we'll donate it to a few charity partners we work with. So there's a couple of homeless charities in the UK, one in Sheffield, one in Cornwall. And there's another charity partner that takes clothing and gives it to high mountain villagers in Nepal. So and we only debadge it, not because we're ashamed to be associated with it, just purely from a health and safety perspective.
I had actually seen. Are you offering a service now where you can have the logos replaced on jackets or something?
So if you were to wash your jacket and you put it on too hot a wash or something, or just through general wear and tear, we can replace a logo for you. The team here, I'll show you what the team are capable of, and then you'll understand why there's nothing really in this facility that we can't do. So,
that would fit me, about, I think.
So we've just looked at sleeping bag production. One of the things we still do in the UK is we still manufacture these incredible expedition suits and salopettes. So you can just see the paper patterns hanging up there.
Oh, yeah.
So literally once a season we'll cut all of the fabric out to do a run of about 300 suits and salopettes on the cutting table here, and then the team will actually build these suits from scratch. So because the team are capable of producing these incredibly complex box wool constructed garments from scratch, there's not much we can't do when it comes to repair, and I think that's what differentiates us a lot as well from a few other repair centres, is that we literally deconstruct the garment and then rebuild it rather than put a sticking plaster on it. So everything that goes out from here that's been repaired should perform as it should before it came in. And if we can't do that for any reason, then we let the customer know, and we just tell them to lower their expectations slightly, but still carry on using the garment. So rather than it being a high altitude piece, just use it for hill use, or if it's not good enough for hill use, use it for walking the
Walking dog, yeah.
Or
can you imagine walking the dog in that?
Go and wash the car in it and keep it going for a bit longer if you have to. But the important thing is that we just keep that piece of clothing going for a bit longer. So this is the main warranty office. So because we've productized wash and repair, and it's already prepaid for, it makes it nice and easy for us. So we can identify repairs when they come in, and they just go straight next door. Washes go that way, or to our Northwich Service Centre, where they've got an industrial washroom over there. Anything that gets left here should be a warranty of some sort, so the dedicated team here can look at those and look to offer a positive resolution.
There's not much, to be fair.
Well, I mean, yeah, everything you'll see here, I'd say 99% of the stuff we get back at present is, as you can see, if it's got a care code on it, it's a repair or a wash. Yeah. So we get very little warranty really, and in the time that I've been here, our warranty return rate against percentage of sales has remained constant for the last 17 years. We're just saying. So yeah, and that's a testament to our design teams, the garment technology teams, and our factories that all are like part of the Rab family. So they all do an incredible job to ensure that our gear is as good as it can be. And then this team here, they regularly have catch-ups as well with our head of garment technology and feedback any issues that they do discover from obviously working in this environment. And then those issues get rectified immediately at the production line stage if we're able to. So yeah, we don't just go, yeah, we've done our production, that's it, move on. We're constantly tweaking and making improvements to processes to make the garments as good as they possibly can be.
There we go.
So I'm quite proud of this washroom. This is kind of our first semi-industrial washroom that we have. Yeah. And out of this facility, Lester's not here today, but I'll sing his praises anyway. Lester can turn out 6,500 washes a year.
Oh wow!
Which is incredible, really, just using these semi-industrial Samsung machines. We do have fully industrial machines now at our customer-facing service centre in Northwich, and they do allow us to process a lot more. But we still use this room. The only reason we can't upgrade the machines in here yet is because they run out of electricity to the front of the building. Yeah. So when we move next, which will probably be in the next year, we'll have bigger machines and make Leicester a lot happier.
So a sleeping bag is one of those things that's generally difficult to wash and dry. You keep the down all lofted yourself. Yeah. So typically, what would it sort of cost to get a sleeping bag washed? And
so £25 for a jacket, £35 for a sleeping bag. And why do we offer this service? Well, I'm sure, as you know, it's very time consuming. And it can be quite daunting to wash your own down piece at home.
Well, if you get temperatures wrong, if you get the temperatures wrong, you're in trouble, aren't you?
It is. So where are we? Let's grab one of our most popular pieces out. So our best seller, the Microlite. You could wash this in the normal way. Get the correct Granger's wash solution, put it in the washing machine, just follow the instructions. Everything's good. The hard bit's the drying time. So unless you've got a tumble dryer, you can't you can't dry down items at home.
Yes.
So I'd say this would probably take 2 to 3 hours in a standard domestic tumble dryer.
Yeah, because you've got to have it on the lowest heat basically as well.
Low heat. You want to be taking it out every 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure the outer fabric's not getting too hot.
Shake it down, all that.
Pat it out as the down starts to dry, and it is very time consuming. If we go up one, something like Electron or a Neutrino, you're then looking at 3 to 4 hours. Then, as you rightly said, you get a big sleeping bag or one of those expedition suits that we saw earlier, and you can put that in at the beginning of the day, and you can be taken out at the end.
Wow. So, nobody wants the tumble dry running for that length of time, do they?
So again, we're quite happy.
I think I'll spend the 35 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things as well. I say, my current sleeping bags and quilts and that.
Yeah.
It's once every blue moon that you would wash them. You know, and they were saying earlier on, Rowan was saying, the down now will last up to 40 washes with the not the down, but the waterproofing in the down,
Yeah.
should I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, something that get it done here. You don't want to get it done
well,
yourself.
They are. There's an older jacket. I can tell by the
logo.
By the logo. But I mean, we regularly get stuff in that's 30, even 40 years old.
It looks like new.
Yeah.
It's an original Sheffield one.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So they come back. I mean, the team hate me saying that it looks like new.
Yeah,
But to
it
all
does.
intents and purposes, if you sent it back and you got it back, you'd be incredibly pleased with the result.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's why this service is here.
Well,
so we
if
can
you're
just keep
spending
clothing going as long as
£200,
possible.
£300, £400 on a sleeping
Yeah,
bag,
it's an investment.
you need to look after it, don't you?
Yeah, you really do. Yeah, and then it'll look after you as well.
Yeah.
Why do we have rental? Just to make the outdoors as accessible to as many people as possible, really. So if you do get invited on a trip and you're not an outdoorsy person already, then rather than have to go and buy possibly substandard gear at a significant outlay, you can...
Is it just sleeping bags or garments as
No,
well?
so when we first did it, we chucked everything at it, and it's pretty clear that the things we were renting were products over £180, something like
Yep.
that, nothing under. So we've got larger down jackets, or more expensive waterproof pieces, ski wear, and then sleep systems and packs. Basically everything you possibly need just for a decent weekend away.
Yeah.
And then we don't do this. It's not set up to be try before you buy or anything. But what we want to do is just showcase how good our kit is. Let the person using it have the best experience possible, and hopefully they can go to someone like Ultralight and say what a great time they've had, and can you please kit me out?
Can you kit me out with this
stuff?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can you help with that?
Yeah. we can do that. Yeah. We've got a few Rab pieces.
Yeah. This is my favourite bit in here.
You love the fat shop, don't you?
Unfortunately, it's shut.
It is. Well, VIP for you today. Though.
Oh,
But
so you can start the tills open.
yeah, but why have we got a factory shop? So we've always had one, and it's just grown with the brand. So when our first factory shop used to be in our Neutrino showroom, which you might have even been in at our head office. So tiny room, probably only as big as about this space here. But again, that's when we only had 40, 50 Rab SKUs. Now we've got over 1,800, and we're selling in the volume that we're selling. At the end of each season, we do end up with, I don't know, that's a fine example. One of these, so what is it? Some cinder jackets. We might just have 5 of those left over in a size 8 only.
Yep.
Ultralight aren't going to take those as part of a wider clearance deal, because I want an 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 size split in decent quantities. So what I do is I take those pieces out to the warehouse, put them into a shop bulk location, and then the shop team here can draw those down and replenish the store. But the good thing about having this facility is we don't openly advertise it anywhere. So it's a local. Well,
Yeah,
you
but I'd
know,
say
you're
it's just up the
local.
road.
Yeah,
I
it's just
come
up the road.
here.
Yeah, so you tend
At
to find
least
out by
once a
word of mouth.
Yeah. But
Go on.
the aim of it is not to be incompetitive with the retailers.
100%, yeah, and that's what Rab do. So we are 95% of our business is retail. So we're set up to support our retailers at every opportunity in turn.
But something has to happen with
course
some
it does,
size
yeah.
8 jackets.
So
And
if
it's not just the smaller sizes and not just the larger sizes. You do have a good mix of
We do have a mix
for everything,
We
but
do.
it's just end of line stuff maybe.
It is, yeah. And if we weren't selling them in here, then we'd have to find, as you said, find a home for them. So they might go to one of the larger online clearing houses,
Yeah.
and then they are in direct competition with our retailers
Yeah.
because they're being advertised online. Whereas this just keeps it a lot more on the down low, in spite of the scale of it.
Yes, just want the reaction.
Oh, I'm very excited. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get
Wow.
yeah, well, there's loads of stuff in here.
Yeah.
So the tills are closed. So you're safe, Joe.
Wow. God, it's impressive.
Yeah. And so they've got the sleeping bags down the bottom. Can we have a quick wander? Are we okay
Yeah,
for?
of course you can. Yeah.
Look at him. He's running. Look. He's running.
What's it?
Oh yeah. I think that'd suit you. That.
Yeah. Plenty of venting options.
Yeah. These are very niche products. These ones, aren't they? Yeah. So if you're in the area, or you can get up to. I think there's 2 of these now. They've opened one in Manchester way, you can get some really good bargains. Just give you an example. RRP 210, price in here 126. So I've shown you this loads of times before. First time for you though, Andy.
Yeah, first time here. I love it. And that's for a guy that's constantly surrounded by archaeology. as
Yeah.
well.
Good choice of backpacks. Synthetic, down, you name it, they've got it. The nice thing as well is they work with other brands, so you can get Light My Fire stuff, Lecky poles, Clean Canteen, GSI. These are the sleeping pads, Andy. Got a couple of those in as well, look. Ionospheres.
It's just nice seeing it all out, isn't it? And
Yeah, yeah.
And knowing that it's not just this season stuff, it's last season's, a couple of seasons before, so it's a bit of, you're getting to see some stuff you don't get to see all the time, which is nice. Nice stretchy breather over to you, got that colour.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
well done.
It's good. Get married in that, couldn't you? Really enjoyed that. Just need to say a big thank you. Thank
Hey,
you.
no pleasure.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you
much
both.
for coming.
Thank
to
you,
see us.
Stu.
Coming to see us,
I'll
find out
probably
what
see
we're
you
all about.
tomorrow, is it? Are you
Yeah.
going to Ann Social tomorrow?
Yes, be at
So-
Social tomorrow.
so I
we'll
shall
probably
see
catch
you
up
there,
again
yeah?
tomorrow.
Yeah, for part 2.
Yeah, and we've got to go and head over there to Edale now.
Yeah,
Oh,
part,
nice.
Yeah, so thank you guys for looking after us. And I've been here before, and I've been to the shop loads of times. But every time I come, it's just so interesting to see, how the technology is evolving, just how the garments are put together and the sleeping bags are filled and stuff like that.
Everyone just
For a
seems
geared
so-
nerd, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and everyone just seems to be enjoying themselves and
Yeah.
doing it like they're all very passionate about
Yeah.
what they're doing, which is phenomenal to see.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it for this one. We'll see you at Edale.